Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nora, and on today's video we are tackling a huge request from my community, which is turning the Glade Trust into a New Orleans inspired city. As somebody who currently lives in New Orleans, this build just really hit home for me. It is so amazing that I finally get to have a piece of home on Disney Dreamlight Valley. So I have been itching to recreate my train station build that we did 4 months ago on my channel, and I really want to do just an overall more detailed version of it, and one that of course fits in this biome. Now, I personally love this version of the train station more just because I'm actually able to accomplish, which I'm shocked about, the overall downtown vibe that I was hoping the original build had. I was just really excited at the fact not only could I do still a train station layout over here, but also squeeze in 2 houses. So this is just going to be overall, I feel like, a more cozy town-like vibe that I wish the original one had. I don't think the original is bad. I still think it's great for the meadow, but if you're somebody like me needing space for other builds and doing different themes over there, I just feel like having this build in this location not only helps fill up space in the Glade, but it just adds to the downtown vibe that I'm really hoping that this whole entire build has. I feel like the hardest part about today's build was deciding where I wanted my train tracks. Originally, I was going for a layout like you're seeing right now, and I actually don't think that this layout is bad, especially if you want to preserve more space in your Glade, but I really want to have like some sort of a curve in my train tracks, so I'm going to extend on this later in the video. That way I can also connect over here the new gazebo that we get in the Star Path 2. The next stage of my build, as you can see, I'm using 3 bookshelves to hide the entrance of the Disney Parks entry, so I felt like this kind of gave the build a little bit more of a realistic look. It kind of just gave the illusion that this building is deeper and wider than it appears. The bookshelves that I use is completely optional if you don't want to use it, but you won't see them because we're going to be blending out each side with a tree. Another thing that I wanted to highlight real fast is on the left side of the City Parks entry that we're using for our train station, I'm going to be keeping this completely empty. This is where my natural resources are going to spawn. You're not going to see that empty grassy patch because I'm going to be blending it out with the hedge item from the premium shop and the brick fencing. So I just wanted to make sure there was an option for those who needed this build to be functional if you are still gathering resources. There's also going to be a couple of mining nodes that I don't cover completely. That way y'all can also access those too. But my plan is to try to get most of this side of the Glade Trust done in today's video. And then the next video that we do on the Glade will be the other side that we're going to be finishing up. And I think the other side is going to be more of like a bigger city vibe. So that's where we're going to have like Remy's restaurant and Tiana's restaurant and every other building that I can try to squeeze into that location. Anyways, I'm going to continue working on the layout for our city, and then we're going to do some detailing and decorating. But I hope that today's video so far is bringing you a ton of inspiration. So now that I have the train station layout done, we're going to go ahead and start moving some of our town elements into this build. I'll be using Tiana's home and my house kind of as like a downtown sort of vibe to add to our train station. I just love that these houses kind of block the Dazzle Beach background and also don't take up too much space. Where I live in New Orleans, we actually have a ton of small buildings like this on the outskirts of the city, so this is going to be a perfect element to add to my train station. Now, an alternative you could do instead of using the buildings over here would just just be using the Alice in Wonderland hedges that I got from the premium shop and some brick fencing. Maybe you could turn that area into like a casual sitting spot for the train station. But I feel like personally, the buildings just add so much more to the build and really captures the city-like vibe that we're hoping to go for. Anyways, I'm going to finish up this build and then I'll see you at the end of this video when we do a final walkthrough and some overhead shots of how everything turned out. But I hope that today's video is bringing you a ton of inspo. And of course, let me know your favorite location in the comment section below. After all my final details, here's how the first part of our Glade Trust City turned out. I am so excited about it, and I think that it's also a really functional layout too. I still can't believe I was able to fit in the train station build over here. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be able to, but this location of the Glade of Trust had just the right amount of space to capture the vibe that I was hoping to get with this build. Anyways, I hope that today's video brought you a ton of inspiration. Let me know your favorite spot in the comment section below. I will be tackling the next part of the Glade on my next speed build for this series, so stay tuned for part 2 coming in a couple of days. Also, before today's video ends, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me as a creator. Just your support in general means the world to me. Thanks again for watching and have a horrible day. I'll see you next video.